Hey guys, welcome to Pop Crime TV, pop culture and true crime, a collision. So let's talk about what's going on in the murder case of Tupac Shakur. So last week, July 18th, prosecutors disclosed more evidence that they say implicates Duane Keefe D. Davis in the 1996 murder of Tupac Shakur. Now, what do they mean? What were in these filings? Well, first of all, the filings were not public, so I don't have them in my possession, but I do know the information that they contained. And this is very, very damning. So, what these filings state is that Duane Davis's wife made a reservation at a hotel in Vegas on September 7th, 1996, which is the night that Tupac was killed. And part of Duane Davis's defense this entire time has been that he wasn't in Vegas the night that Tupac was shot and killed. So the hotel, interestingly enough, was the Monte Carlo Resort, now the Park MGM. And look, it was 1996. There wasn't this computer database that they had that they put everybody's information in. Law enforcement and investigators have been looking through stacks and stacks and stacks of paper, and they weren't looking for the name Paula Clemens, which is Duane Davis's wife. They were looking for actual names of Southside Crips that could have been involved. So it is interesting that his wife wasn't on the radar at all. But what's important is that they figured this out. They found that she booked a room. And now what they can do is narrow this down to possible footage, security footage or CCTV footage from the hotel that night, or possibly the day before or the day after. So that is what law enforcement is doing right now with the prosecution. They are sifting through all of this footage from the Park MGM, or back then the Monte Carlo Hotel, to see if they can find any sighting of Duane Davis. Because the infamous fight video from the MGM where Tupac punched Duane Davis's nephew, Orlando Anderson, who Duane Davis has said, Duane Davis has stated that he provided the murder weapon to his nephew, and his nephew was the one that pulled the trigger, Orlando Anderson. And this fight broke out hours before, and Duane Davis is nowhere in this footage. And that's been also something that he continues to say. But Orlando Anderson, if you were not aware, he died back in 1998, gang-related shooting. But yeah, this is pretty big. And also, police and investigators and the prosecution found that Orlando Anderson had booked a room at the Excalibur Hotel and Casino, and it was literally reserved under his name, Orlando Anderson. So he had booked a room same time. And I mean, the DA knows, like, this could potentially be a home run for their case. And I want to go back and just play just some clips of Duane Davis talking about this night, which has really, no pun intended, shot him in the foot at this point. And his defense is saying, "Oh no, he was doing this for a money grab. He was doing this to impress people and stay relevant." Well, yeah, I mean, he's been on tons of podcasts. He's written a memoir. He's been in multiple documentaries, and his story matches the evidence of what happened that night and all the information that they have. So I think this is really crazy, and I am really anxious for this trial, which is supposed to happen as of right now in November of 2024. So, let's also not forget that part of Duane Davis's story here is that Diddy allegedly offered him $1 million to put the hit out on Suge as well as Tupac. Now, there is no evidence of this. There is a recording in court of Duane Davis speaking about this, but as of right now, Duane is the only one that has this evidence, I guess. It's his word only. So who knows what will happen there? Is he reliable? I mean, again, if you track everything he said for the last decade or so, yeah, it kind of matches. And I also want to point out that he did not think that he could be prosecuted for this. He thought he was protected because he was a proffer and he was part of a task force for the investigation into the death of Notorious B.I.G. So he completely thought he had immunity. Listen, I don't know what was signed here by him and why he thought this, if they just gave him a verbal confirmation and he went with it. I'm not sure. I need to look into that because that seems really, really stupid if he didn't have anything signed here. So, but it also seems stupid because, you know, Lil Woody in the Young Thug trial, I kind of see why he doesn't really want to testify because sure, the state is saying, yeah, we can't touch you. You have immunity, but federally, you never know. So let's just pull up really quick part of this interview from Keefe D on Vlad TV. And I just want to point out, he's claiming that he saw Tupac pull out a gun in the car, but he never saw the gun. He just saw him reach. So he always was trying to claim this whole I don't want to say self-defense, but like, oh, we didn't start it type of thing. So let's just pull this up. I'm just going to play a few minutes of this because I find it really, really interesting. And he's also just, I don't know, he's so tough to watch. He just mumbles and he just kind of sits back and acts very arrogant. It bothers me. I don't think that he would be a very good defendant on the stand. That is my opinion. Here we go.
In the car again. Okay.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are driving around and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
No, we coming up, what's the name? What's that, Flamingo? Yeah, I think that's Flamingo. We was coming up Flamingo and got to the light. We was going to go drink and smoke some weed. And he happened to be hanging out the window. He's hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
So just really quick, the order of this night, or I shouldn't say the order, but the timeline. So after this whole fight, Tupac, Suge, they left the MGM and they were going to a club and they were at a stoplight and a car full of girls, maybe it was two girls, pulled up next to them and Tupac started talking to them and had invited them to this club and they had shared their testimony after he died. And then it was a little bit later that Duane Davis, Orlando Anderson, and whoever else, I don't know their names off the top of my head, pulled up next to Tupac and Suge when they were in the white Cadillac. And then this is his story.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next?
And we just came and shit. I ain't gonna go into details like that, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you got it in a book. You didn't play it and everything else, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, in the book, you said that as you're driving up towards the BMW with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a gun.
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually see a gun?
No, shit. Once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started shooting at Tupac and Suge.
Lane starts blasting. You say Suge looks over, he sees you.
Yeah.
He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looked at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting shot. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out
in
of
the
the
back seat or something.
Yeah, what do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen a bullet going Suge head. I thought he was dead.
So Orlando shot across Dre?
He leaned over on the window. We rolled down the window, popped.
Who was it?
They would drove on my side. I would popped them. You know what I'm saying? But they was on the other side.
Right.
I'm not gonna go into details on that one. Keep the streets on me. I ain't gonna go into detail on that.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and read from the book.
Well,
So
let them buy the book then.
okay. Well,
Oh
I'm just
my
going to read
gosh,
this
relax.
passage. The shit was on. Tupac made an erratic move and began to reach down beneath his seat.
Blaming Tupac.
It was the first and only time in my life that I could relate to the police command. Keep your hands where I could see them. Instead, Pac pulled out a strap, and that's when the fireworks started. One of my guys from the backseat grabbed the Glock and started busting back. The first shot skinned Suge in the head, and I thought that motherfucker was dead. I had heard some stories, supposedly that Suge used Tupac as a shield when the bullets started flying, but that's some bullshit. Suge was already wounded, and he was the one that got touched. As the rounds continued flying, I ducked down so I wouldn't get hit.
Basically, yeah.
White Cadillac, arm came out the back seat and started letting off.
What went through your head when you saw that?
They shoot my nigga.
So the bullets started flying. Tupac and Suge's car get all shot up. Was there, and I'd heard different versions of the story, but the one version I heard was that that their entourage started shooting back.
Basically, yes.
Okay. Does anyone from the death row side return fire?
Yes.
Okay. Can you say who that was?
Yeah, he's no longer with us. His name was Buntry.
Buntry.
One of Suge's right-hand guy, our good friend, Alton McDonald. He chased the car down.
I think you guys
He also received
get it.
one gunshot to his vehicle.
So this has been talked about a lot. I mean, a whole lot. It's not a secret, but there are a few different people involved that have come forward. And when Tupac, when he got to the hospital, he was alive for about a week, and they had asked him who shot him, and he refused to disclose who shot him. He was not a rat. And it took me a while to pay attention, I guess, to this case, because I mean, it's so old. It's literally decades old. And it was really frustrating, in my opinion, that people were out there talking about it, but no arrests had ever been made. So I'm, again, really anxious to see what happens in November. And, I just feel like they're going to have enough evidence at this point, now that they have him in Las Vegas, and he's been lying about that. In his defense, oh, I wasn't there. I was just saying it for attention that I was there. I made all of this up. I mean, whoa. That's pretty crazy. So, yes, that was my explanation of what went down last week and everything leading up to it. And let me also say that Duane Davis literally was denied bail when he posted it. So he did post bail. And the judge had said, nope, I'm not letting you out, because I believe that the person who posted this bail for you is just going to hold it over your head for more interviews, and you out there blabbing your mouth. So no, you're going to stay in prison. So in prison he stays, or jail he stays. So let's keep a close eye on this one. All right. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, join Pop Crime TV, Pop Culture and True Crime. I'm Lauren Conlon.